Welcome back to the eSIMstudios YouTube channel. Now, I've been draining my S26 Ultra device today to try to get it a little low so I can show you how fast this thing charges. Now, I'm not going to do a 0 to 100 charging test. That'll come at a later date, but I wanted to show you some of the specs, some of the specifications of the charging speed, some of the speeds that you can expect to see with the new S26 Ultra compared to the S25 Ultra. Now, I have the Podix 5-in-1 charging stand here. It's very cool. So it's got 3 Type C's and it's got 2 Type A's. Now, these two up here do 100-watt charging. This one down here that the OnePlus cable is plugged into does 140 watts charging. Now, that's only when this is the only plug in. So when you got other plug, when charging other stuff, it doesn't do 140 watts, only when it's the only one running. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let me show you what the numbers look like. Now, I'm using the OnePlus cable because it actually is able to hold more amperage when compared to the stock Samsung cable. I guess I could do the stock Samsung cable, but I wanted to see how I can max this out just to see just how fast this phone can handle some current. As you know, some OnePlus, well, not some, all OnePlus phones are like the fastest. Well, I guess Realme has a faster charging phone, but you get it. OnePlus is typically known for being one of the fastest charging phones. Now, this is at 88%, so I beg your pardon. It may not, once it goes over 90, it's not going to charge as fast, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what we're looking at here. So that's the amps. I guess I should have drained my S25 Ultra, but that's not the most important device we're going to be looking at. The important one is the S26 Ultra, which is on, what are we at? 13%, right? So look, so the S25 Ultra, currently getting 19 watts. You can see the watts right here, and you can see the amps right here. It's right now it's getting 3.2 amps, or 3,300 milliamps. But if you want to convert it to amps, just place a decimal where the comma is, and now it's 3.3 amps. So once it stabilizes, it looks like it has. You get you the max here at 3.3. And then the minimum here. But let me plug in the S26 Ultra and we'll see what this one can do, because I plugged it in earlier, and the reason why I did not charge it to 100 because I was shocked and I wanted everybody to see what this thing can do. So let me unplug this, and the app I'm using is AMPERE. It's my favorite charging application as far as charging stats. You have a number of stats and stuff, different layouts here that you can view if you would like. And we're getting 4.38 volts, 3.3 amps, and essentially 16 watts. Now, it's not charging. This was rated at 45 watts, but that's like when it's low on battery. Once it gets up to around 80, 90, it starts to slow down a bit. So let's plug in the new boy, the big boy, and see what we get. So I'll link this app down below, AMPERE, and we shall get going. And I think I'll link this one too if y'all are interested. But let's plug this in and see just how fast this thing is. Now, it's rated at 60 watts. This was at 45. They raised it to 60. And we'll see what it gets on here and on the phone. Gotta give it a second, see what it can crank out, because it takes a minute. The device is communicating with the source to see how much power and or current it's going to allow to send to the, holy crap, 11.3 amps. 11.3 amps. That's even more than I saw this morning. Holy crap. 52 watts. 11.4 amps. That is insane. That, ladies and gentlemen, is insane. That's the highest number I think I've ever seen on a phone. Even more so than OnePlus. When I got my OnePlus 15 plugged in, I'm seeing about 7.4. I think the most was 7.8 amps. This one's getting 11. Are you kidding me? I'm shocked. Now, we're not, even though this is rated at 60 watts, um, you're never really going to get right at 60. It'll always be just a little bit below, but that's normal, right? It's normal for, even if you have a OnePlus 15, an India version that comes with a 120 watt charger. If you plug it in and you test it, it's not really going to be 120. It'll be like, it'll never hit the rated amount, but it'll get close to it. That is insane. And we're getting how many volts? 4.05 volts. Now it's in Celsius. You can go into settings. You can change it into Fahrenheit. You can also put it in dark mode. Now look here. They added this to the stats. You can, but it's experimental, so it might not be 100% accurate. But let's try the watts and see what it is showing us on watts. So we're saying 47 on the phone and 53 on the charger. That is an acceptable amount of free play in there as far as difference in numbers. I think it's a few watts difference. It's not that big of a deal. And again, this is an experimental mode. Excuse me. Let's take that back off. I want to see if that measurement of 11 amps is real, because holy crap. I'm floored. I've never seen a phone take this much current. That is insane. And you can see the temperature rising a little bit. Look, when I got my S25 Ultras in this time last year, all three of them got super duper hot. This phone is just a tiny bit warm, but over these last few days I've had it, never been hot once. So that bigger vapor chamber certainly helps things, especially when you're using your phone while it's plugged in, while it's taking almost 11.7 amps. You're going to get a little warm, but this one hasn't even gotten a tiny bit, but nothing to worry about. The S25 Ultras got so hot when we first got them, you couldn't even hold the phone. So this is nothing. And as you can see, 92 is not even that warm. Once you get up to 100, I think the S25 Ultra got up to 113 last year when I made videos on it. 113, so 95, nothing. But absolutely crazy. Look, I've only been plugged in for a few minutes, and we went from 13 to 28% just in a couple minutes. So I'm actually really, really excited. I never thought I would see this day where Samsung would have fast charging, in quotes. Now look, is it OnePlus level? No. Will they get there someday? I hope so. And honestly, I think so. Now that they're slowly ramping their charging up, I think they're finally getting over the exploding Note 7 fiasco from like 10 years ago. They're finally letting go of that and starting to open up the floodgates a little bit on this charging thing. But join me tomorrow, because here's another video I'm going to do tomorrow. Now, I ordered some wireless chargers on Amazon. I didn't have any wireless charging standard 2.2. That's the latest and greatest version. Samsung is claiming, D-brand is claiming, that the super fast wireless charging that enables 25 watt wireless charging on this S26 Ultra is only enabled when you have a Samsung wireless charging case on your phone. Meaning, if you put a thin-born case on your phone, it won't charge at 25 watts. It won't be wireless charging standard 2.2. It bumps it down to I think 15 watts and wireless charging standard 1.5, I believe. Or would there be 2? Regardless, Samsung is forcing you. That's what D-brand is claiming, and that's what we're going to test tomorrow. D-brand is claiming to enable that super fast wireless charging at 25 watts at the standard 2.2. You have to buy a super expensive Samsung case. Now, I'm going to hold my anger a little bit, because that really really pisses me off that you have to buy freaking expensive cases just to enable a feature that they've been bragging about for the last freaking 3 or 4 months. Well, I'll hold my getting worked up already. I'll hold my rant for tomorrow, but I had to order the only wireless charger I have here is only 15 watts. So this is like 5 years old. So it's not really going to help me on my testing. So I got to have the latest and greatest wireless charger. I have Samsung case and I have Thinborn case among some others that we are going to test the wireless charging and see if dbrand's claims are true. Because why be forced to buy $80 cases, right? It's just ridiculous. Going down the Apple road, and I can't stand that. But testing tomorrow. So good to see Samsung up their charging speeds. And by the way, before we get out of here, it's interesting because leading up to this, right before the launch, we got a leak saying, oh no, the wireless charging, fast charging, it's only 3% faster. And I was like, oh God. It's like, great. But apparently I got that. Well, I didn't get it wrong. But whoever reported that, whoever put that information out was wrong, because it clearly charges faster, not just current-wise, but time-wise. So before you know it, we're at 38%. I plugged it in at 13%, and I've only been shooting for like 8 minutes, I think. Or 7 minutes. So this clearly faster than the last generation, which I'm happy to see them do. But appreciate the time. Join me tomorrow for the wireless charging test. And if you have an S26 Ultra, enjoy those faster charging speeds. Those numbers are insane. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. I'm going to be giving a bunch of these cases away. I have a bunch of case reviews. I'm going to be giving them all away. So you have to be subscribed to the channel and join us on one of our live streams for our giveaways. And you can have free accessories to this S26 Ultra. Peace.